I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. And finally, we now move on to the practice exam paper at the back of the Grade 5 Discovering Music Theory workbook, and we're going to start with pages 86 to 87, which covers the topic of rhythm. So if you turn with me to those pages, and now I do suggest that you treat this as an exam, even if you make lots and lots of mistakes, that's okay. Always work in pencil and you can just erase out and have another go. However, it will be a really good revision exercise, and it will also highlight any sections that you perhaps need a little bit of extra revision on, and so I suggest that you work through to sections at a time and then pop back into the video and check it through with me. If you feel that you just can't quite do that, you could perhaps just watch a couple and then do be brave and press pause and then try some on your own. It doesn't matter. Now is the time to make those mistakes. You will always learn much more thoroughly by making mistakes and learning from them, rather than just by passively copying, because you just won't quite revise it in the same depth. And so I'm hoping that you've had a go of these, and let's just check through these together. So we have some extracts here, a little bar each time, and we need to circle the correct time signature. And so if you remember right back from the first chapter, it's not just a matter of getting the correct number of beats, but we need to also make sure that we've got the correct representation showing whether it's compound time or simple time, and the way those beats are grouped will help decide which time signature would be appropriate if there is a choice at times. And it does get a little bit mind-boggling, especially if, like me, maths is not your strong suit. And so I do suggest that you just kind of sketch out and diagram out to work out the maths. So let's just take it a little section at a time. Here we have 6 semiquavers, which we know from that little number 6 means it's 6 in the time of 4. So whatever's going on here, we've actually got the same time as 4 semiquavers. We're not performing it, we're just looking at the maths, which we know is 1 crotchet beat. So that'll do for starters. Now here we've got a quaver note and a quaver rest, and they too will give us a crotchet beat, and the fact that it's not grouped together with this one is a clue, and the fact that we get these 2 quaver notes grouped together is another clue. We can see that we're grouping in crotchet beats here. Now here we've got a quaver at the end, and then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 demi-semiquavers. And if you remember, a quaver breaks down into 2 semiquavers or 4 demi-semis. So those 4 demi-semiquavers gives us a quaver beat, and as we can see, they're all beamed together to give us a crotchet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 crotchet beats, and that's that. So if you just take it slowly, it does make sense. It's just a matter of being steady and careful. Now then, the way this is grouped at the end here, we can see that we've got 1 crotchet which divides into 2 quavers, and then here's another quaver, and we can see that's on its own because it belongs to this group here. So there's a bit of a clue. Now we have 2 semiquavers, which gives us a quaver, and then we have a semiquaver and a semiquaver rest, which still gives us a quaver, and there's another quaver. And so we can see all of those are beamed together, and we have 2 groups of 3 we're in 6/8 compound time. Let's have a look here. So we've got a minim, which is going to give us 2 crochet beats. We know that a quaver and a quaver gives us a crochet. Now this is 3 quavers in the time of 2, and so as far as we're concerned, that's just another crochet beat. And then here we've got a triplet, and again this is just the same, 3 quavers in the time of 2, because 1 crochet equals 2 quavers, and there's another quaver. So 3 quavers in the time of 2 gives us another crochet. And then here we have a minim rest, which is 2 crochet beats, and so it's all very unequal in the way that it's grouped, and that's a clue. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crochet beats. We're in an irregular time signature there. Let's press on. So now we have a little bar in simple time, which means, if you remember, simple time divides by 2, breaks into 2s, and then we're going to rewrite it into compound time, which means it divides by 3, and here we've got 3 squished into the time of 2, and so to convert from simple to compound, we simply get rid of the triplet sign. No need to squish into the time of 2, we can stay in the time of 3, and so it should look exactly the same and it could be either one of these. However, now we need to think about the time signature. So 2/4 is duple time, and we're looking for 2 beats per bar. See, this one won't do because that's still in simple time. 4/8 is simple time, and it's not 2 beats in a bar. Compound time, duple compound time, is 2 dotted crochets, which would be 6/8. So there we can see we either remove the triplet, add a dot, as it were, and so this is our correct answer there. Just lift that up so you can see it. So there we have our 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 groups of 3, duple compound time. And then, now complete the following 2 sentences by adding a number. So in 12/16 there are so many dotted quaver beats in a bar. Let's think about that. 12/16 is compound time. So we've got 1, 2, 3 semiquavers, 4, 5, 6. It's compound time, so we group in 3s. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we can see that that gives us a dotted quaver beat. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quadruple time, 4 dotted quavers per bar. Now a dotted semibreve is equal to how many minims? So let's think about this. There's a semibreve, there's the dot. The semibreve itself breaks into 2 minims. 2 beats plus 2 beats equals 4, and then the dot gives us half as much again, and there's our third minim, which gives us 6 crochet beats, 3 minims to 1 dotted semibreve, so that's 3. Let's turn over the page to carry on with this section. Find the page. So going to page 87 now. Just a couple more questions to do, and that's that first section completed. Now we have to show which one of these exercises is grouped correctly. We're in 4/8, and so we've got to show each quaver beat. 4 quaver beats, 4 eighth notes. And so do remember that 1 quaver becomes 2 semiquavers, or 4 demi-semis, okay? and 2 demi-semis equals 1 semiquaver. So let's see what's going on here. The best thing to do is just sketch it out. So 2 demi-semis equals 1 semi. There's another semi, and that's 1 quaver. So that so far is grouped correctly. There's a quaver beat rest. Then we have the reverse. We have a semiquaver and 2 demi-semis, which are kind of shown together. And then here we have 1 semi, 2 demi-semis, which make a semi. So there's beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. There is a discrepancy. You don't necessarily have to show that, but there's no problem in just showing that crotchet beat, because just like when we're dealing with anything in quadruple time, so long as we're not beaming over the bar, we can show, if you remember, even in something as obvious as 4/4, you can have a minim, so long as it doesn't go over the middle of the bar when it's in groups. So if it's in quavers, that should be. We can't beam over the bar. You can have a minim's worth. Of course, you can have a minim wherever you like, but you can't have a minim's worth without going over. That's right back from grade 1. And so we've got the same principle here. So that could not occur over the middle of the bar, but it can occur in the second half of the bar. So that's correct. Let's just squeeze every drop of practice out of this, and let's think, why is this incorrect? And we can see straight away this is incorrect because here we've got a semiquaver on its own and a semiquaver tagged onto the next, whereas they should be together, shouldn't they? And again, something seems very wrong here. We've got a semiquaver on its own, a semiquaver on its own, a semiquaver on its own. It's just all wrong, isn't it? We can't see where the beat falls at all. And it just proves that for a performer, it's so important to be able to see where each new beat lies. Otherwise, it's kind of impossible to play. We can't see where the beat falls. And we have a similar scenario now in this final question, but now we're dealing with rests. The same rules apply, whether it's rests or whether it's beaming. We have to show each new beat, and we have to bear in mind if it's simple time or compound time. Now 6/4 is compound time, 2 groups of 3, just as 6/8 is compound time, 2 groups of 3. This is not to be confused with 3/2, which is simple time. So we have compound time, 2 groups of 3. We have simple time, 2 groups of 3. Just as 3/4 is 2 groups of 3. So although they mathematically add up to the same number of beats, here we have duple time, here we have triple time. And so we've got to show dotted minims. So let's see how we can group these rests, which ones are correct and which ones are incorrect. So there is 1 crochet beat, there is 2 crochet beats, there is 3 crochet beats, which gives us our first dotted minim. So that's correct. And then here we can see 1, 2, 3. That's correct. Now, interestingly, this is also correct, and it's just worth taking a moment to just think about why both of these are correct. And that's because it's okay to have the minim followed by a crochet, because if you think visually, you can see here how that is the dotted minim. There's the minim, there's the dot. And we don't have it the other way round, so you wouldn't have kind of the dot and then the minim, if that makes sense. And so you don't have the minim afterwards. It has to be individually. Not, that's correct, not that, that's incorrect. And we've come across this before when we were in 6/8 time, in the same way that you could have a dotted crochet. So you could have the crochet rest and then a quaver, that's okay, but you couldn't have the quaver and then a crochet rest. You would have to do individual rests, because visually you can see how there's the crochet and there's the dot equivalent, and it's just one of those funny little idiosyncrasies that we just have to be aware of. So in actual fact, both of those are correct, and so that's that first section of the practice exam paper completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.